Hey guys, this is my first book review and it is on Legend by Marie Lu. This was published on November 29, 2011 in the United States by Putnam Juvenile. This version is the UK version. Cover is not nearly as good, let me just say that. The US cover looks like this, and this looks like this. I mean, this looks much more dystopian, but it's not quite as slick. I like simplistic covers. Meh. Though I do like the shiny bit with the Republic symbol. Legend is two stories intertwined. It takes place in what is known now as the Republic, which used to be the Western United States. It takes place in Los Angeles, California, which is obviously very different from how it is now. In case I haven't already made it clear, this is a dystopian book. Legend is the story of Day, which is the name given to him by the government, who is the #1 most wanted criminal in Los Angeles. It's also the story of June, who is the sister of a military official, and she's probably going to go in that direction. That's kind of the direction her life is taking her based on her amazing test scores, and that's also just her dream. She's always wanted to be in the military. These characters already seem fit at odds, and that isn't until Day, whose family home has been marked with an X, saying that someone in the house has the deadly plague, breaks into the hospital to apprehend a cure. His family mean the world to him and he won't stop until they're safe, no matter who gets in his way, including June's brother. So that is kind of where the story begins. The plot was really interesting. It's kind of the typical dystopian, you know, something's wrong with the government, what is this plague, things like that, but it definitely has a fair amount of twists in it. The world building that Marie Lu has established here is really great. She doesn't linger too much, it's not slow, it doesn't drag, but you definitely have a feeling that you understand this world. There's a really interesting class structure. The one thing I would like to know more about is why the Republic and the colonies are at odds, but this is the first in a trilogy, so I'm sure that we will learn more about that. As for the characters, I really like both of them. They're very strong. I never felt in either head, in either voice, because the book transfers between the two of them, I never felt like, oh, I just want to get back into his or her mind. I like June because not only is she strong, she never lets her guard down. She's very apprehensive with Day when they meet, and she doesn't immediately fall under his charm or anything. She's also borderline Sherlock, which is really fun. She has that way of deducing things very quickly. Day is just a very charismatic character, and I love that. I really like charming guys who also have an edge, I guess. The one thing I do have to say is that the age definitely threw me off. Both characters in this story are 15 or 16 years old, and they just don't sound like it. And I understand that's a big part of it is because they're really mature for a young age, but I think that's so young. I think 15 is just a very young age. No offense if you're actually 15, I just mean that these characters didn't feel 15 at all, and I don't really understand why they needed to be that age. I feel like it felt weird relating to them when they were so much younger than me, I guess, and I feel like that would get in the way of other people enjoying it as well. The writing was very cinematic, and as the film rights to this have already been sold, it's kind of obvious why. Though I don't think that detracts from anything. It was a very fun, interesting, and engaging story. Definitely one that you read in one night. Now let's talk about what worked and didn't work. What worked for me were the characters, the plot, the pacing. I thought the pacing was really well done. What didn't work for me was that I would have liked a little more information on the history, though because this is a trilogy I understand that we'll probably get more of that later, and also there was a tiny bit of insta-love with two of the characters. They kind of fell for one another really quickly, which I don't really like that much, but it wasn't too bad. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I definitely recommend it to anyone who liked The Hunger Games or Divergent or any sort of dystopian book. I can't wait for the sequel. Let me know if you've read Legend or if you're interested in reading it in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.